Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show on our not predict the outcome, but the Friday Night SmackDown Ring Report and a special edition of the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Man, what a news we have for you coming up as we talk about a whole lengthy of stuff coming up on the AEW on the SmackDown Ring Report coming up here on SmackDown. We talk about Roman Reigns leaving chaos damage on the Mysterios. You see right here, Roman Reigns spearing Rey Mysterio and destroying Rey's son Dominic in the process. What message Roman Reigns is sending with his cousins, the Usos, and what's going on with that? Also, too, Bianca Belair issues a challenge to Bayley. I don't know what the challenge can be, but Bayley turns around and plays psychological war games with Bianca Belair, even around the arena, laughing around the women's champion Bianca Belair. Is Bianca Belair's title reigns in trouble by the hands of the former SmackDown Women's Champion? And a whole list of stuff too. I didn't even see this right here. Andrade coming to AEW. Is it official? We'll get to the latest on Andrade making the jump from leaving WWE and heading to AEW. Could Andrade say what he say he's going to be, the face of AEW? And two, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, makes his appearance on AEW since leaving WWE. What's going on with that? Man, WWE, it's been a terrible week for WWE. Trying to release some of his stars, and now some of his stars trying to make homes real quick in all elite wrestling. Woo! What's going on? Man, what's going on indeed? All this and more on the Pro Wrestling Show starts after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We talk about the SmackDown Ring Report and the AEW Dynamite Ring Report coming up here tonight. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Yes, yes, indeed. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is king. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Yes, this is live. We are live. And what a way we kick things off on the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's get started with SmackDown tonight. On SmackDown was this Roman Reigns leaving destruction, chaos at the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Yes, Roman Reigns attacking both Rey and Dominic. Well, it kicked off in the beginning with Roman coming out there saying that he wanted to be acknowledged, that he is the head of the table. Like we already know, Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion. He became the Universal Champion last August, and he held that belt for nearly almost a year. Roman issuing praise to himself. Fans started booing him. Fans saying Roman sucks. And then Roman ordered, told his executive council, Paul Heyman, to bring out the Usos, to summon them. The Usos came out there trying to summon from their leader. I know Jay gets the message from Roman, but Jimmy still not getting the message to Roman, still doesn't bow down to Roman. Roman doesn't like that one bit. Well, all Roman said that, hey, bring some goals home to the family. Bring the tag team titles to the family. If I got the world title, you need to bring the tag team titles as well. Well, they didn't have to waste no time as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic, the father-son duo, who won the tag team titles at WrestleMania Backlash in the historic match and the historic making. As you see right here, Roman giving Rey the side eye, Rey giving Roman the side eye as well. Incredible tag team match right here. As you see, Rey and Dominic go defend their goal against the Usos, former SmackDown Tag Team Champions in their own right. Rey and Dominic proving that they want to be fighting champions. As you see right here, Jimmy trying to get himself together, get his rust together. As you see right here, Jay trying to put Ray into the barricade, ram him through. You got to wonder when they come back to the fans, will they still be, getting hyped as well? But it's gonna get down and dirty. But you see right here, tag team action is as its best. And you see right here, Dominic get the win over Jimmy. 1, 2, 3. Dominic doing the same thing like he did at last week when he defeated Bobby Roode. Last week, if you recall, Dominic won his match over Bobby Roode and got the 1, 2, 3. So Dominic won for his team. Referee made a slight miscounted that he didn't really see Jay's arm over Dominic. So the Usos got mad, plus Roman got mad, and the WWE officials, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, made a rematch for later on that night. So we'll get to that rematch later on the night on what had happened. Also, the sultry, sexy Carmella was in action. Carmella's been spotlighted a lot on SmackDown, coming back from a resurgence as well. So Carmella coming back, making her making her appearance again. She went against, well, can't say Riot Squad member no more. She went against Liv Morgan in the match, and Carmella getting Mexican surfboard by Liv Morgan, but Carmella countered it and hit her signature maneuver, the code of silence, that sleeper head scissors move. You get the win by submission. Also, Carmella was so arrogant and so cocky that she wanted the ring announcer to announce her as the sexiest woman ever. And she is sexy. I give her that. So look for Carmella to find herself in title contention down the road. So they're building Carmella up to go against either Bianca Belair or Bayley. But speaking of the women's title picture heated up as Bianca Belair looking at a load full of Baileys, which I never had thought that would even come to grips. Well, Bianca Belair, the SmackDown Women's Champion, it was stated on .com that she issued a challenge to Bayley. We didn't know what that challenge was going to be. Well, she was mummed by the word about it, that she wanted Bayley to come out there. Bayley came out there, and Bayley accepted a challenge. And Bayley, you see right here, all on the video LD board screen, laughing at Bianca Belair, which Bianca Belair raised her title. Bayley still think Bianca Belair cheated at WrestleMania Backlash to retain her women's title over her and didn't get quite finished. There's been rumors and reports that the match could be a hair versus hair match where Bianca puts her hair and her title on the line against Bayley's hair. So Bayley has not accepted, but we don't know what it could be. But that's rumors and reports that it could be a hair versus hair match at Hell in a Cell. So we know the match is going to happen at Hell in a Cell. We just don't know. It's been speculated and reported that it's going to be a hair versus hair match. So we just have to see SmackDown in the weeks to come, leading towards Hell in a Cell, on what this speculation match could be. Also, Shinsuke Nakamura, y'all call him King Shinsuke Nakamura, with his hype man Rick Bogner leading him to the ring with the rock music, with Shinsuke wearing King Corbin's crown. Shinsuke went against King Corbin one-on-one in a battle of wits over the crown again. It was just an impromptu match when you look at Shinsuke kicked King Corbin from behind. King Corbin trying to mount a comeback. King Corbin won the match, but he tried to escape with his crown. But unlike again, Shinsuke hype man and Nakamura retained that crown, and now Shinsuke and his hype man Rick Barger keeps the crown intact. So the crown stays intact as it should be, with Shinsuke Nakamura playing cat and mouse with King Corbin. Also, too, the Intercontinental Championship was on the line as Apollo Crews defended his championship against an injury-prone Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens came injury-prone in the match, but there was a caveat that Commander Aziz was banned from ringside, but the Commander did try to do a cheap shot at Kevin Owens in the match, giving the Intercontinental Champion a upper hand. Well, Kevin Owens, well, you see right here, Apollo Crews stomping away at the injured stomach of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens tried to mount a comeback by clotheslining Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews working on Kevin Owens' abdominal area, trying to squeeze it tight. Well, Kevin Owens tried to put in a fight for the title to regain the Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens did a German suplex. Then next thing you know, Sami Zayn came out. Well, Apollo Crews won the match with a little assist from Commander Z, who wasn't at ringside. But Sami Zayn came out there, weaseled his way, as you see right here, and did cheap shots at Kevin Owens, leaving Kevin Owens out. So you know how that go. Well, we don't know what it's going to go with. And also, too, what's going on with Big E. He was supposed to be in that feud with Aleister Black, but since Aleister Black no longer in WWE, we'll get to the latest on that later on Hot Topics. And was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. We told you that it happened earlier in the night where the Mysterios won, but the referee didn't see that Jimmy had his hand up. Well, they did a redo again for the tag team titles against the Usos. As you see right here, Ray and Dominic raising their title belts against the Usos, who they defeated. Well, the Ray and Dominic did try to win, but Roman Reigns gets involved and spears Rey Mysterio and destroys Ray and Dominic, leaving both of them pillar the post. I mean, Roman Reigns becoming the monster of his own self-being, just giving Dominic a power bomb, and then ramming Dominic and Ray into the barricade. So what's going on with that? And you see Jimmy and Jay at odds with each other. It's sort of like, what's going on with that? It's their tension within the Samoan family, the I don't know it family. Roman Reigns trying to cause a wedge between Jimmy and Jay. So hopefully we hope that there's not gonna be, but I got a hunch that Roman wants to get his hands on Jimmy so bad that he's gonna pull the trigger when it's the right time to pull the trigger. What he did to Ray and Dominic, I don't know what's that all about. Is that gonna lead to another match between Ray and Dominic go against Ray or Roman? Remember, like Brock Lesnar went against Ray. So would Ray get a title shot against Roman? It's a possibility, just to milk it as long as they can. So you know how that go. All right, that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's move forward to the AEW Ring Report. On the AEW Ring Report, man, it was a whole bunch of stuff going on AEW. Let's get to the latest with this. Andrade El Hijo is all elite. Yes, Andrade is joining AEW. Andrade made a appearance out of nowhere. You see right here, Charlotte Flair, Andrade's fiance, it did a crying emoji in the heart. So I don't know what's going on with that. So Andrade joining AEW. This is big. Andrade being led by Vic Guerrero. Vic Guerrero came out there. I guess since Vic Guerrero is Latino and gets heat, Andrade. But to me, the real money, I like Vic Guerrero, but her being with Andrade, it just there for just temporary reasons. But I like Andrade with Selena Vega. And Selena Vega did this tweet, a heart emoji, like a Mexican emoji. She was a long-time business manager of Andrade. Andrade making that jump from leaving WWE, asking for his release, and now Andrade is now all elite, and I'm happy for Andrade. Andrade deserves it. Andrade says that he wants to be the face of AEW, and that means you want to be the world heavyweight champion, the AEW champion. Andrade has the potential. He has the charisma. He has the ability. Maybe WWE didn't see what they had in Andrade, like a lot of stars they did. But Andrade come to AEW that gives him the opportunity to shine and gives him that momentum that he needs and maximize his minutes. So this is a great catch for AEW to get the services of Andrade, who's now all elite. So congratulations to Andrade. Also, who's all elite, didn't see this coming, but saw it coming away because he's talked about and busted open. The world's strongest man, Mark Henry, joins AEW as a recruiting scout recruiting. Mark Henry recruited a whole bunch of people. He recruited Bianca Belair, the current SmackDown Women's Champion. He recruited Jade Cargill, Braun Strowman, you name it, he recruited them. And now WWE lost out, and Mark Henry, what WWE's lost is AEW's game. Mark Henry is going to bring that vast wealth of knowledge to AEW, and as a commentator, he's going to do. Who knows what he can do? But Mark Henry saying he's still got one more match left in him. Mark Henry's been losing weight, and he's been trying to prep himself to get a match, and he will do so. So Mark Henry now, part of All Elite Wrestling broadcast team, and a scouting coach, a scouting recruit. So this is good for Mark Henry being introduced by Tony Schiavone, who he joined on Rampage. Like I said, they need to move Rampage to Saturday nights, like they did WCW on TBS Saturday nights. But good look for Mark Henry joining AEW. Great. Also, too, on AEW, the Inner Circle, not them, but the Inner Circle. Yeah, there you go. The Inner Circle, Chris Jericho and his group, the Inner Circle, relish their victory over the Pinnacle. We haven't seen the Pinnacle lately. They defeated the team of MJF, FTR, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow. Well, speaking of Wardlow, Jake Hager issued a challenge that in 2 weeks he wants to meet Wardlow in a steel cage MMA fight. So Jake Hager making his own rules, making his own matches that him and Wardlow will lock horns in 2 weeks at their Dynamite 1-on-1. So Jake Hager versus Wardlow 1-on-1. Jake Hager issued the challenge that he wants Wardlow, and he wants Wardlow bad. And they fought before, but Jake Hager wants Wardlow even more. Speaking of that, Santana Ortiz, and a lot of the fans, Jericho gave out free merch with free shirts. They've been giving out free stuff all night. But Jericho was the first. So Jericho giving out free shirts, free merch. Jericho said it's far from over that him and MJF are going to lock horns and battle once again. So Jericho wants MJF at the worst way possible, that he wants him one-on-one. I guess they want each other in a match, like the Santana Ortiz want FTR in a match, in a tag team match. Hager wants Wardlow in a one-on-one match. He'll get him in a cage match. Sammy Guevara wants Shawn Spears. So when you look at it, I think what they should have done was like let them all have a series of matches. Then they could do a Stadium Stampede, and then they could have done Blood and Guts. I guess they want to do their own way, their own version, which it's okay. It's work out perfectly. It just probably do. But I would have went with that order. Have them fight each other one-on-one, have multiple matches against each other. You can maximize, but like having them wrestle opposite teams, like Jericho could have wrestled Spears, Jericho could have wrestled, just if you want the feud to keep going, have that. And then it could have led to a match at All Out for Blood and Guts. That would have made more sense. Does that make sense? Everyone out there? Yes, it makes sense. But that would have been the match. That would have been the perfect match to do. But Jericho being in his own business, doing what he wants to do. So hey, it is what it is. Maybe it might lead to a one-on-one match at All Out. So you never know. So with Jericho and stuff. Speaking of that, Kenny Omega and Orange Cassidy, their feud is far from over. They had that fantastic triple threat match where Pac was involved. Well, Orange Cassidy still wants that one-on-one match against Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title. I mean, can we see Orange Cassidy as a World Heavyweight Champion? It's possible. It's possible. Orange Cassidy could be the AEW World Champion. If he's more serious about it. But could we see Orange Cassidy with this You know, he might look he might look good with it. He might look good with it. He's an AEW original, so you know, you never know. He might have the opportunity, you know, to hold the AEW title and become its champion. A lot of greats held it, but I'm tired of Kenny Omega having it. Orange Cassidy might be a fresh breath of air. Who knows? You know how that go. So who knows? But Don Callis and them trying to find ways of not having him holding the title and get out of the championship picture. But Orange Cassidy will get his title shot down the road for a near future. You never know. Speaking of somebody who's gonna get an AEW World Championship match, will be Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, who earned the victory at that Battle Royal this past Sunday at Double or Nothing, eliminating Christian. Him and Christian teamed together against Private Party. Good matchup from both teams, but Jungle Boy and Christian won. So Jungle Boy gets the opportunity in 2 weeks on a Saturday edition of AEW Dynamite. So it's AEW trying to find his niche on a Saturday. So you know there you go. You know that be. But even Jungle Boy even posted this, if we can find it. Yeah, Jungle Boy, not Orange Cassidy. Not Orange Cassidy. We've seen enough of Orange Cassidy. Well, Jungle Boy did post something that his father would be proud of. I think his father would be proud of him winning the going for the AEW World title and stuff. So I can see Jungle Boy being a TV champion. But no, there you go. Also, too, speaking of TV champions, the TNT champion Miro issue a warning to the Dark Order that he is here. He has the strength. He has the power. He thanks God for his power. He thanks God for his lovely wife, Lana, who got released this week. So Lana like I said, Lana is coming to AEW. No ifs and buts about it. Lana is coming. Just don't know when, but she's coming. She's coming. Lana will be all elite eventually. And I think she sent this saying about Miro being TNT champion. So look for Lana. Look for Lana debut at that next pay-per-view All Out. What you do? I'm telling you, Lana's gonna come in and it's gonna be the Lana Rusev show once again, but this time in AEW. Rusev will face next week Evil Uno for the TNT title. Look for that being a squash for Rusev to retain his title. Speaking of titles, the new AEW Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, long time wait coming, but she's finally the new Women's Champion. It's about time. Britt Baker held her celebration. Well, the celebration was short-lived after Nia Rose interrupted Britt Baker's celebration after Britt Baker had sent this tweet that she thanks McDonald's for sending her coupons with Big Mac sandwich. And Nyla Rose, once before Britt Baker and Rebel and Tony Schiavone was about to eat their Big Macs, Nyla Rose flipped the burgers off of them and threw, and just the celebration ended that quick. You can't never have a celebration, but I think, like JR said, Dr. Big Breaker was humiliated, embarrassed. She felt like this was not the right time, the right moment of her just doing it to her. So she's going to get her revenge one way or another sooner rather than later. So, know how that go. Also, too, the tag team titles were online. That was the first match of the night. The Young Bucks defeated the team of, who they win against? Zero Piro and what's that dude's name? Neville. Yeah, Neville. They won the titles with the help of Brandon Cutler, their stooge. Brandon Cutler, stooging. And then Eddie Kingston came out there trying to even the odds. So I know next week gonna be a 6-man tag team match. So it's gonna be a hell of a 6-man tag team match next week. And I think this, and then Steen and Darby Allin got confronted again by Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page saying that Darby Allin is riding Sting's coattails, and they saying Sting don't need to be the part this time. Darby need to do it on his own. So Darby had to find a partner against the team of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. We don't know. Like I said, they've been having all these damn surprises lately. You never know who gonna show up in AEW. We know Andrade showed up, and that was a shocker. Didn't see that coming. But Andrade here, but you never know. So, all right. And also, Heyman Page getting called up by Team Taz once again. You can tell there's tension amongst Team Taz as Cage looked right at Ricky Starks and looked right at Hook. You can tell Taz got to keep his team together because I mean that team gonna explode in any day, any moment. Telling you. But speaking of Heyman Page, him and his wife are expecting their child. So congratulations to the Heyman Page, his wife, expanding their family. All right, that is the AEW Ring Report. Let's get to hot topics. On hot topics right now, man, what a hot topic we got to talk about. There have been rumors and reports that right here, Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, right here, Brock Lesnar. There have been reports that Brock Lesnar will be coming back to the roster, and there's been speculation reports that Brock Lesnar could be possibly going and being in SummerSlam. So, I mean, if Brock do show up at SummerSlam, who will he fight? Will he fight Bobby Lashley? Will he fight Drew? It's a possibility. Make this maybe a triple threat match. It probably a triple threat match. Knowing them, it's gonna be a triple threat match because when you look at it, Drew will win it back, and then he'll get a match against Lashley at July, and then SummerSlam roll around. Brock won a shot, and then they can just go from Brock and Brock and Bobby Lashley in triple threat match. They've been doing these triple threat matches of late. Braun Strowman was a victim of it, and look at Braun Strowman. He's no longer with the company no more. I'm telling you. So we look for Brock Lesnar coming back to Raw real soon. Also, too, Billy Corgan appeared on Chris Jericho's podcast. Billy Corgan said that he would love for Cody to return to the NWA to have him and Nick Aldis have their rubber match. When we know a couple of years ago, Cody and Nick Aldis was when they were resurrecting the NWA. Cody did the favor, and he was there to help resurrect the NWA when Cody was working for Ring of Honor and help Nick Aldis out a little bit. Now they were trying to renew that rivalry. So Cody and Nick Aldis, it's like one thing about the NWA, it's okay, but it's like they're trying to get somewhere, and I think they're still struggling. But you got to get the major markets. But Billy Corgan trying to just made that, saying that, hey, we trying to talk to networks. I mean, you got to talk to networks or either put it on streaming because people can know about Fight TV, but at the same time, people are so accustomed to what WWE and AEW doing. AEW is doing revolutionary things. Like they're being on network TV and they're being on YouTube. NWA was on YouTube, but they pulled all the YouTube content out. So I don't know. Bill Corgan got to invest. He's saying he's investing, but he's not investing as much as he should. You got to take a little to make a little. So hopefully he get that in his head. Also, too, Steve Maclin, known as Steve Cutler from the Forgotten Sons, he's been making appearances in Impact. So he's coming to Impact Wrestling very soon, showing Jameson. So he's the boyfriend of current Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo. So Deonna Purrazzo had to make some rounds in that. So you know how that go and stuff. I hope. Also, too, there's been reports Daniel Bryan could be the focal point of bringing WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling together. So Daniel Bryan could be the focal point that tries to bring the WWE and New Japan together in a way that many people didn't see coming. So Daniel Bryan, still talks, early talks, but like I said, New Japan doing so-so, but Daniel Bryan could help build New Japan up and could help build WWE's portfolio of not being so closed-minded and not working with other folks. So, there you go. Also, too, let's see. Also, yeah, that's it. And then Tommy, then Aleister Black. So who knows? Look for Aleister Black. He might come to AEW, or Buddy Murphy, known as Max Silver. But I definitely know Lana is coming. I know she's coming. So that does it for Hot Topics. Now, my wrestler of the week, the surprise of the week, I mean, it goes to Andrade. Andrade coming out there, making the name for himself. I mean, no one didn't see that coming. I know I didn't see that coming, but Andrade's here and he's ready to make, something happen. So we'll see what this means for Andrade being the face of AEW. I bet you WWE like Andrade's here, but just wait and see how they go. All right, y'all. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Join me next week for more wrestling news, ring reports from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and more. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long, and y'all have a great weekend. See you later.